Long shadows are a pretty simple way to bring life to your icons. And it is also pretty simple to make long shadows using CSS and JavaScript. Just in case you're wondering what we're gonna make, have a look. And what's that image? That's actually a font icon. Now that we know what we're gonna make, let's go get coding. Now here's the HTML skeleton, and we have two style sheets. One for icons, that is font awesome CSS, and second one is that we're gonna write soon. So that's it. Getting inside the body, all what we need to do is to create a span element with class long shadow and an icon that you like from the font awesome library. Now that's it for this HTML, and you can see in live preview that we have an icon there. Okay, now the CSS part. Now for the CSS, we'll set our long shadow element to display inline block, just to enable block level properties on it because it's a span element. After that, we'll set the height and width of the long shadow element along with padding. It depends on you how much you want. Have a look on the live preview. It looks nice actually. And then we'll set box sizing to border box just to squeeze everything in the dimensions that we set. And then font size just to make the icon look bigger. Okay, now we're actually done for the long shadow element. Now what we're going to do is to bring that icon to the center of the long shadow element. For that, we'll need to set our long shadow element to position relative to constrain its movement. Then we'll work on before pseudo element of long shadow. Why? Because that's the icon. Next, we'll set it to position absolute, and then top and left to 50%, and then we'll translate it 50% back on X and Y axis. That's it. Have a look in the preview. It's in center. Now we're done for CSS. Now it's time for JavaScript. For that, we're moving back into our HTML because we're gonna write it in a script tag. In JavaScript, we will select the element on which we'll apply shadow, number 1. Next, we'll get its height because it will help us determine the length of the shadow. And for the length of the shadow, it is half of the height. Why half? Actually, it depends. In our case, it works fine, but if you have a larger parent element, then you're gonna need to have a longer shadow. After length, an empty text shadow variable because we're gonna store the generated values inside it. Now we're gonna use a for loop to generate the shadows, and the for loop will work as long as X or the incremental variable is smaller than the length. Inside for loops, we'll assign the text shadow values, and I am assuming that you're pretty familiar with the text shadow property of CSS. Then we'll have an if block inside for because we need to place commas to separate different shadows. And do you wonder why we have length -1? Because we don't need shadow after the last value. That's why. Now that we're done, all we need to do is to assign shadow to the element. Then a quick reload to see that in action. Oops, we made a mistake. That's X. Now you can see that we have generated shadows. Next, back to CSS for some optional styling to make it look good. To hide overflow of shadow, overflow property to hidden. Then a thin border and border radius to 100%. And then a little tweak in the color of the icon. Voila, we are done. It looks the same. Okay, we're using 1 pixel as standard difference for shadow, but that could create some ridges. So if you want the shadow to be more smooth, you can reduce the distance, but make sure lesser the distance, higher the impact on the performance of the page. If you want to test the source code live, you can get it on CodePen.io. Link is in the description box below. Hey guys, this is one of the few videos that I always wanted to put on my channel, and now that it's here, I hope you like it. And what should I say? I don't have anything to say. Just subscribe and stay tuned. Bye bye.